At SummerSlam. I'm shaving my moustache off. I've told you, if that happens, it's going. My lip is cold because of a stupid bet that I made with YouTube. Oh, God.
Wrestle's better than Daniel Bryan. Bryan Daniels. Better than Okada.
How do you not get Drizzy after Monday Night Raw?
What's going on, everybody? We are back once again with another edition of Wrestling Republic's Off the Air. I'm not totally sure why the banner's not on the bottom. I'll figure that out later. But I do have my usual co-hosts with me. Happy Tuesday night, everyone. We're back. Finally. All of us. Same place, same time. The whole nine. I'm here. First and foremost, get your twos up out in the DMV. We have Mr. Shad Talks Graps, a.k.a. Shoddy. What's going on?
What's going on, man? Good to be back on a Tuesday. I was busy last Tuesday, had daddy duties, but we back in full effect, man. And I love shows like this, man. It's prediction day, and the banner is right there. So yeah,
See how I fixed that, dude.
Don't call me Bruce, but we got a banner.
I've never been more proud of myself. Could you imagine how mad Ben would be if I didn't figure that out by now?
Yeah, we would have got a voice memo in the chat.
Oh. Dude, I would have got a schoolhouse or like my card pulled or whatever it was in elementary school when you get in trouble. I'm just saying, we fixed it. Shoddy, it's good to have you. But more importantly, we have somebody here in Louisville, Kentucky that you should, and darn it, Driz, I can't remember it every time. What is it we're supposed to do again?
Well, first off, what we need to make sure is we always have that down there where we're going to get a stern talking to. And then we are also going to remember, good morning, afternoon, and evening. It's the guy you should believe in. It is your boy Dryzzy, aka the Wrestling Plug. You don't know what to watch. I got you. I have no witty things. If you
don't have anything to believe in, I'm sorry, I had to think there for a second because honestly, Drizzy, I believe in you above basically anything else these days.
We believe in a lot of things in wrestling. We believe in Kane and the Undertaker being brothers. We believe in Joe Hendry, but now you can also believe in me.
100%. And look at this. Bobby's on the train too. He believes in us.
Thank you,
He said,
Bobby.
"What's up, Clark, Drizzy, and Shad?" NXT was fired tonight from Fernando Zayas. Fair. And he also said, "What's up, WR crew?"
You're a positive guy, Fernando. I like that.
Yeah, I like the positivity. We're going to go into predictions because honestly, we got into the show and we were like,
this is if you've been following Off the Air, this is our staple. We just watch the show to kind of talk about stuff that's not wrestling related. And then we give something that this man, Triple H, doesn't like to do. We pivot.
It's prediction time.
Word around.
And honestly, I'm going to give you credit here, Shad, because no inside baseball here. You were the one who provided us with the card. So I'm going to give you first pick of which match we are going to predict out of the gates. And I'm going to give you first pick on your prediction.
Okay. You know what, man? Let's start with the heavy hitters, man. Let's talk about the match that I think everybody is most excited about. Stephanie Vaquer versus Jordynne Grace.
Ooh, okay, talk to me about that one.
All right, man. So this right here is Clash of the Titans. These are two of the best women in the industry. Two people that probably will only be on this NXT show for a short time because the main roster might be calling their names pretty quickly. And I'm excited for it, man. I mean, I think of the world about Stephanie Vaquer. I think she is bell for bell, one of the best in the business. I think she just oozes all the star potential. Not even potential, just star power. I think the potential is there, but it's already been visibly shown every time she graces our presence on the screen. But speaking of Grace, can't forget about Jordynne, man. Thick Mama Pump, she definitely does what she does. And I'm super excited about this match. Winner, chicken dinner. Man, this is a tough one. And a lot of it goes to this. The loser, in my mind, will be on the main roster. So you tell yourself, will Stephanie gracefully give up her title and then be called up to Raw or SmackDown? Or would Jordan Grace just do her little short stint there and go to the main roster? It is a true toss-up, and this will be the match of the night, in my opinion. That's not a spoiler. That's just something that we all know in reality. I am going to pick our champ, La Primera, Stephanie Vaquer, to retain. I think they need her desperately on the NXT weekly programming. I don't think the main roster needs her just yet. I think Jordan Grace can be a plug and play in the mid card picture on the SmackDown, but I just Stephanie is doing such tremendous work. You need to have someone to make us watch it every single week. Because if you take her away, I feel like the division won't struggle like in the long haul, but I think initially they're going to hit a little bit of a road bump because that's that's a focal point of it. So I got Stephanie retaining.
I love it. I hear you when it comes to Vaquer retaining, and it's interesting with Jordan Grace in the main roster prospect here, because you would have maybe thought when she was a free agent coming out of TNA that it would have been a direct route to the main roster. It wasn't so much, but it was also a unique scenario in the first place.
Yep.
With the new partnership with TNA, I don't know. It is fascinating there. As much Joe Hendry as we've seen on WWE television lately, it's kind of a funky deal, but I do like it. We have one pick now, Stephanie Vaquer. Of course, the ball is now in your court, Drizzy. When it comes to predictions, this is the prediction show. Am I incorrect there, my friends? It's the prediction show. We have one pick Vaquer against, what did you call her? Big Mama Pump?
Mama Pump.
You had a way better nickname than I was going to say.
Yeah,
Thick Mama Pump.
Thick Mama Pump. That's
Thick
her
Mama
nickname.
Pump.
That is
That's
her
her
name, though. That's like
that
her
is her legit
actual
name.
That's like
Yeah,
that. That's what they're
alias,
saying
yeah.
online. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even
That
the
is-
people already know that one. But either way, Driz, who's winning this match?
Y'all know I love my TNA wrestlers. And even though she's not a TNA wrestler anymore, it is hard for me to go. Okay, so we're going to get this out of the way now. Best division in wrestling. Boom, here it is. This is your flagship match for your best division in wrestling. You can't go wrong with either one, but I myself am gonna go with Thick Mama Pump. Y'all know I love my TNA wrestlers. Jordan Grace, I've been watching for years, and this will be one of the most pivotal moments of her career, beating one of the best wrestlers in the world. I'm only going with this just off of the fact that I really believe that Stephanie Vaquer, in the short amount of time that she has been there, has made her stock go so high that they are yelling at HBK to get this woman on the main roster because Raw needs her, SmackDown needs her. She is an instant star, and that's the only reason why I really believe taking this belt off her may be the best thing to do, and just go ahead and send her on up to Raw, rent us up to SmackDown. She'll be on posters everywhere.
I think that's fair. The difficult part for me is I think it's not time yet, because I don't think you can bring Stephanie Vaquer up to the main roster right now unless it's straight to the moon. And the moon doesn't look great. She doesn't need to be there to be the savior. She needs to be there to beat the savior. And that needs to be down the road. I think personally, that's the way that I look at it. I'm like, listen, she is right away strap the rocket ship to Stephanie Vaquer. She can run roughshod over all of NXT now, carrying this NXT title. Not both. She had both. We get that. I actually think they kind of fumbled the bag there. Not to go all Gen Z on everybody, but I'm just saying. I think they did for a second. Right? It wasn't. I mean, why not give her more time in that regard? I like the idea of keeping Vaquer as the dominant champion on NXT. Get it to an extent that she's feared maybe even have people on the main roster start whispering about her. Like, I think everything's going to be okay unless that Stephanie Vauquer starts hanging out around here or whatever, right? Like that sounded too rooting and tooting, but you know what I mean? Like it something in that regard, as far as her route to the main roster, I think would be outstanding. And that's why my pick is Vauquer to retain. Right? Shotty, you're also muted.
I see.
No, I said I respect it. I respect it, man. I think I also think that I agree with a lot of the points that you said in regards to when she's there, she's there. Like it's time for her to do similar stuff that she was doing on NXT on the main roster. To me, I mean, bro, I've said it before. She's got the Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, like island of like where she's going to be on that main roster. She's going to be at the top of the division.
Yeah.
She's going to be feuding against those women. She like Jade, like we knew Jade Cargill was going to be the same case. You know, and Tiffany Stratton, like these women are going to be the anchor of what ultimately changes the narrative about women's wrestling to the masses, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and that's why I'm in agreement. But Stephanie's introduction to the main roster has to be done well. I have this vision of like whether it be like two names that off the top of my head that are perfect for this are Chelsea Green or Liv Morgan. And doing the classic asking somebody else like are we going to be okay for next week, and like whether it be like an open challenge or like somebody's going to like, well, I actually heard Stephanie Vauquer is going to be in town or whatever, and all of a sudden it's
gasp.
Right? That's how you bring Stephanie to the main roster, where it's like shock and awe. I don't want something telegraphed, and I'm not saying that happened to Roxanne Perez, but both Roxanne and Julia were too obvious.
Yeah,
I actually think there was too much starting to stop her, Roxanne. Roxanne, how do you go from being number 3 in the Rumble and making it all the way to the finals?
60 minutes in the match.
She held the record for longest time.
Yep.
My issue with the call up for them is the fact that they called them up as a tag team per se, but they didn't call them up. But you introduced them as a tag team, and now they're both on separate rosters. Now, I don't think they're going to struggle now. I think now that they're in position on the show, they'll find success. I can see, especially like to me, watching Raw last night, I have the utmost confidence that Roxanne Perez will be one of the best heel women's wrestlers on the WWE main roster, because she has such a good bitchy Gen Z girl personality.
Yeah.
But she can also just wrestle her ass off too. So
this is the one thing that bothers me when it comes to the Julia Roxanne thing. It felt like the classic, like, oh, you're doing the recipe for the first time, and like we had Julia and Roxanne tag together, and then it was like, oh, did you oil the pan? Yeah, like put your fingers in it. And it was like, oh, the stove's on, and they just gave up. Right? It was like, actually, never mind. Let's order pizza.
Yeah, they honestly
like,
they fit. They actually like fit as a tag team.
It made great sense. They teamed together well. The chemistry was great. All of it, and it was like, oh, it's 2 weeks. Oh, we'll give you 9 days.
I really like how they kind of, even for Julia, gave her a bit of a like with more street apparel, like kind of like like badass, like tough, just rocking some camo and like a top and going with the braids and stuff like that, instead of the illustrious like dope ass gear that she wears on the regular. But she looked like she was like kind of an enforcer. Like it kind of gave me a little bit of like Marina Shafir vibes a little bit. Like just don't talk a lot, just looks like a badass, and she's a badass because she gonna hit you really hard.
100%. I hear you there. And like, I mean, I don't know. This is a funky conversation because Julia and Vauquer, since they came into NXT, we've been covering them for so long. I feel like emotionally tied
Yeah.
in a way. And it's like it's starting to make me feel like the way I do about Carmelo and Trick.
Do you feel like we need to be moved up to the main roster?
Yeah, I think we need to almost be
We need to
moved up to
call
the
up.
main.
We've been in
I
NXT
think
too
we should
long.
be covering both rosters. I think all rosters should be rosters.
Yeah.
Now, I think we should stop doing it this way. I don't like it anymore. When Ben did the
Look-
draft, he was like, I'm going to be ECW. I'm like, why not NXT? He's like, they're developmental. I'm like, so you look down on him too?
So what ECW doesn't even exist anymore?
Yeah. He's making up brands. That's what I'm saying.
ECW at one point in time was developmental.
Yeah.
Exactly.
NXT is better.
Twice it
NXT
was
is better than
developmental.
WWE ECW at least.
CM Punk. Ask him.
That was the second time. I'm talking about the first time. The
Sheamus.
first time with Al Snow. Al
Oh,
Snow.
yeah.
WWE. Fun fact for people today.
Christian.
WWE signed Al Snow and sent him to ECW for developmental wrestling.
Yeah.
Matt Hardy was champion of the brand. That was his first WWE world title.
Heard he could slam a tornado.
I put actually 16-year-old Jeff Hardy on my Mount Rushmore of jobbers a couple weeks ago. Speaking of podcasting gaffes. Well, no, I felt like it was timely because I was trying to put successful jobbers on there. I went the other way. Everyone else is going Brooklyn Brawler and all the other. So I went.
Brawler was not successful.
No. What I mean is everyone was going with like jobbers.
I think he's a jobber though.
Yeah. So I went with jobbers that like overcame it. So I went 1, 2, 3 Kid. And then guess who jobbed out to 1, 2, 3 Kid? Lied about his age, 16-year-old Jeff Hardy. Boom. Put them both on my Rushmore. First 2 picks. Out of the gates. Okay. Should we pick the next match?
Fun fact. Me and Brooklyn Brawler were on the space a couple years ago talking. Yeah, he's a strange guy. Let's go to the next topic.
Well, he's got 5 wins and 1,500 plus losses in his WWF career.
Crazy.
It's one of the greatest all-time statistical records ever. 5 wins. He was 5 and 1,000, but he kept on fighting. You got to give him that. He kept on fighting. Okay, should we pick the Spears and the Hank and Tank?
Yeah, let's get through a couple of these trash matches.
Yeah, let's get that out of the way.
Really quickly.
Speaking of the Brooklyn Brawler, let's talk about Sean Spears, Hank and Tank, and Josh Briggs, the whole 9. I don't know. Who do you got, Johnny? Just pick. Do we need to do?
Give me the Country Boys.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Tank and Hank too. Driz, should we make it 3 for 3?
No, I'm going the Cullen.
No,
I'm just a curveball for your asses. The Sean Spears and the Cullen have been slowly making their way up on my favorites list. Mainly because there's a lack of factions left and they've kind of destroyed all of them. But I like the aesthetic. I like he's mentoring he's doing what he's supposed to do. He's supposed to mentor to you, and he's actually doing that. He got them a
Isn't it? Match. You know what's funny? The team they're going against is a tag team and just the other person, and they look like more of a faction than the
No, you know what's actually funny is it's one thing to throw a curveball at our asses. It's another thing to do it entirely from left field. That got me so damn good.
Yeah, we got this. Yeah,
who's in
Drizzy went Barry Zito curveball on that one.
Okay. All right. Well, Driz got the culling, and then we got Hank and Tank. All right. What's the other? I think that's the only Kalani and Sol Ruka.
We'll do Kalani and Sol next, and then we'll get into the family.
Hey, that's about to. Y'all smell it?
Chemistry, man. Let's not forget.
They cooking. The last time this match happened, it stole the show. This time, they're going to surpass it. I don't know what it is, but there are just certain people, when they get in the ring, they start touching, and it all just clicks. Time stands still. Everything and everybody is watching just them. It is some of the most amazing stuff you will see. And I really cannot think, like, those two are gonna forever be linked together because just their chemistry in the ring. Like I really believe in wrestling, everybody has that one person that they just make magic with. Example, Backlash, Randy Orton, John Cena. Those two guys just know how to make each other great. And I feel like that is the exact same thing for Sol Ruka and Kalani Jordan. Expect a high flying, just show stealing performance from both of them. I'm not supposed to pick a winner, but in this case, we are the winners. We are the winners. I'm gonna say Soul's gonna retain, but honest to God, no matter what we do, we win this match.
I could not agree more. I think of this class, we've called it the best division in women's wrestling, and maybe the best division in wrestling, the women's division in NXT for a long time. These two are overlooked and undervalued publicly. Privately, not so much. We know how good these two are. I'm going to go the opposite direction here, Drez.
Mm.
And I'm going to take Kalani Jordan to be not the one time, but the two time. And I'm hoping Booker T gives me two time, like 5 time when it comes to this one. And then speaking of call ups, like you mentioned earlier, I think Sol Ruka gets called up here.
You might be right. As I'm gonna send it to y'all, but I looked at a recent just a list of that roster, and the mid card for that roster is so for the women's roster is just so huge. They have to
Yeah.
elevate some people, and they're gonna have to get some people out of there. So you may be
You
right.
have to make room. You have to make room. Shoddy, who you got?
I am going with Sol Ruka to retain. I am excited for this match, just off of the fact that y'all both said the chemistry's there. I love that they kind of took a lot from Will Ospreay and Ricochet's match in the last one. I hope they do a couple fun spots like that. But I actually think both women are a lot better wrestlers now than they were the first time they, locked in. So it should be a great match. But I got Sol Ruka winning because after the match, I think this is where we will have the breakup between her and Zarya. I think Zarya is going to get a little jealous and she's going to attack Sol Ruka. But and I think that's the match that leads to the North American title. But I'm gonna go with Sol.
I like it. Other than that leaves me on an island by myself as the only person that picked Kalani Jordan, but it's fair. It's in the interest of fairness. It's 2-1 when it comes to this one. And we got 2 Sol Ruka picks, 1 Kalani Jordan. Let's move on, though. We have 2 title matches left to predict. We've already predicted one, the women's title match, which was 2 Vaquer, 1 Jordan Grace. We have one more match to predict, and this one is where it gets funky, guys. Let's discuss this because let's play a game here. We had the fake jigsaw guy from the Saw movie over here commenting the other day, and I'm thinking about it. Let's play a funky game here. It was creepy as could be when Hangman Adam Page went and burnt down Swerve's childhood home, but Swerve also told everybody where it was.
Mm-hmm.
He mentioned that. He totally was like, look, we're here where I grew up. It was like, look, it's there. Right?
Look,
the whole thing.
it's my house. The
Yeah,
address,
this is my house.
1218
Yeah,
John
it's not
Street,
like he was
down.
hiding it. This is where things get creepy. Tony D, the Rizzo safe house.
Mm-hmm.
Total secret. Nobody knew where that thing was except for Stax, that little snake.
Yeah.
Dax found the house like it was nobody's business. We haven't even discussed that since last week.
We didn't.
Stax, that little snake knew right where it was.
Hold on.
He's in there.
Wait.
He's creeping.
Time out. Is Rizzo okay?
That's what
Like,
I'm saying.
You make a good point.
It was a cutscene. This
Oh.
time it's even freakier.
Can we put an APB? Is Rizzo okay?
The house
Like,
was empty when Hangman
Amber
burnt it
Alert.
down.
We need an
Who
Amber Alert
knows
for
what
Rizzo.
happened? Yeah.
And we also need to find Crucifino's body. It's somewhere out in the desert somewhere now.
Gone.
Like bodies just ended up. All right, this feud got really deep and dark really quick.
This went full Chicago.
There are people missing people.
This is wild. Yeah, no, that was my point. I'm like, this is creepier than anything. Hangman Swerve, like the showing up at each other's houses. Y'all were advertising it. He found a safe house that's supposed to be unlisted.
Mm-hmm.
That's not even on Airbnb. You can't find that thing. Not on Google Maps. Nowhere. Suddenly he's in the front yard. What is this guy in the CIA?
Yeah, it's crazy,
is he an
man.
Informant?
He's becoming one of the most hated heels in the NXT right now.
I love it. The real question, though, is, my friends, does Tony D provide justice for the family? He claims, as we heard tonight, to still be one step ahead. He did not claim more than one step, which I appreciated. He wasn't going to aim too high, right? He's not like, I'm 2 steps ahead. That would be aggressive. He's like, I'm 1 step ahead of you. Like, just the one. I'm back. It felt like the Preakness from this week. It was like 1 step ahead at the end. It felt like the Preakness. I'm just saying, I'm going to go with Tony D because I believe in him. I feel like the Al Capone influence just tickles me because I'm a Chicago kid. So I'm betting with my heart here and picking with my heart as well. Drizzy, I'm going to go to you first. Stacks or the Don?
Just because I think the Don, that was always the difference between Stacks and the Don. Stacks was a hothead and ready to just go impulsively. The Don always had a plan. I think the Don has a plan here. And DC Warlord said something about it, I believe. Let me, if I can pull it up real quick. He said, if whatchamacallit will work with me. Oh my God, why won't, there it go. There, no, wait, go back. There it go. There it go. Where it go? There it go. Well, no, really, where'd it go? Boom. Where's 2 Downs when you need him?
Yeah.
They say he's swimming with the fishes, but is he really, or is he in witness protection of sorts? Who's to say that could be the 1 step ahead that the Don is talking about? I don't know. I just like, but this story has been one of the more personal ones for the Don. I don't think he's had too many that are been truly personal. This is his time to really get into his real character work, and I think the Don definitely will pull this one out. I'm hoping it's his swan song so he can go off again in a mid card that is bloated. He's gonna have to go somewhere eventually, and I think it's his time. Let that man go up to the main roster and show what he can do. He's been at NXT 2.0. He's been since 2.0. So
Yeah.
he's done his time, and he's improved tremendously over the years. Give that man his shot.
So you're going with?
I'm going with the Don. I'm going with the Don.
Oh, the Don. The Don for the win. Chi-Town here. Agreed 100% from Fernando. The Don here. This one's interesting. Tony D'Angelo. And for a shoot statement, the only real Italian-American wins. Adriano Rizzo's actually super Italian. And accents-wise here, that's New Jersey versus Chicago Italian. Totally different accents.
That's mob.
Nothing to do with back in the day. Rizzo's accent is as authentic as any. The other ones, okay, that's fair. But acting is acting.
Well, she could be a good actress.
Yeah. Let's not forget that what's his face was not really a wizard that played Harry Potter. I'm just saying. Totally no magic. Literally none. Never. Not only that, I'm going to let everybody in on a little secret here, Shad. The lightsabers are real. They don't have lightsabers. They're not real. Luke Skywalker, they're not real. No. They don't work. Either way.
You want to tell the kid? You want to tell the kids that Santa Claus is not real too?
Back to the Italian rivalry on NXT. Stacks and the Don. We need your pick, Shot.
Yeah, this one is difficult because I do think this will be the swan song for Tony D'Angelo. I think him leaving with this feud is the way to go, and a lot of it is conflicted because I want to say allowing him to have a full circle moment and getting a victory would be good if this is his last opportunity wrestling on NXT. But you know what? There's a new sheriff in town, and I think there's two people working for him. I got the entire family turning on Tony D'Angelo. I got them acknowledging the new Don, and that's Channing Stacks Lorenzo. I got Stacks for the W.
Oh man, so I had to emotionally recover from that pick because I had a bad feeling that it was coming since me and Drizzy both took the Dawn. And the only thing that I can come up with as I would call myself Chicago gangster buff. I've always viewed the Dawn as Al Capone. But Don Dillinger, when he has to go out on his own, loses the gang because he's too hot. I think it's too hot. If he takes the loss to Stacks, Don Dillinger, not John Dillinger, Don Dillinger.
So he takes that loss and goes. Does he have to start over now? Like go back to the velour suits and the
No, he
tank
goes
tops?
full John Dillinger. He just starts robbing banks by himself. Gets plastic
The main
surgery. He
roster?
sneaks in there and he robs them. Then he leaves. It's the only way. You gotta let the whole story play out there. We've been finishing stories since Cody Rhodes, guys. Why not finish the Dawn story? Turn him into John Dillinger. It's perfect.
I don't know.
That one would be actually a little bit wild. I mean, John Dillinger did basically invent plastic surgery. The guy was wanted. They had the perfect poster of him. He was like, mess my face up. They totally did. No one knew it was him. Like it was genius. They were like, yep, okay. They like moved his eyebrows around and his nose and stuff.
That's
Wild.
That is wild.
Also, DCX Warlord said, stop breaking kayfabe, Clark. I'm sorry, man, dude. I'm letting too many secrets. I'm letting too many secrets out here. Let's pick these final two championship matches. Let's talk about them. Let's talk about one first. Oba Femi, Miles Bourne. The Bourne supremacy, I don't think so fast, my friends. I'm going to go ahead and pick this one first. Oba Femi is going to do what Oba Femi does. There aren't two people opposite Oba Femi now, and usually when there are, he wins then. They only gave him one. God bless Miles Bourne. But strap up, buddy, because you're going to get whirled around 50 times, slammed through the middle of the ring, and pinned 1, 2, 3 by Oba Femi, just like everybody else does. But I'm really happy for you for getting all the way here, and that's my pick when it comes to this match. Shoddy, I'm going next. Who do you got?
I got Oba Femi winning this. Look, I get it. Miles Bourne is somebody that they see a lot of potential in. I think he's a superb talent. I think the guy has made leaps and bounds in improvement, but this is just not his time. He's nowhere near Oba Femi in regards to the star power, the dominance, and everything that he builds as a champion. This is just a placeholder, another tally for the wins. You know, it's like when Roman had to go against Cesaro, Claudio. Like, you know, he might sell you for the fight because he's got heart. But that heart, man, it don't matter to Oba because he's heartless. So I got Oba Femi.
Yeah, that's Oba Femi's hard to pick against. No pun intended. Who do you got, Driz?
So we potentially have a shot to really make a star. Miles Moore cut a hell of a promo tonight, and you get a chance to actually see past what everybody. I know we make jokes all the time.
Do it, Drizzy.
He even makes the jokes himself. He made it. He said it in the promo.
I play
that here. I may not be able to hear, but I bet I'll hear that 1, 2, 3 tonight. That when I beat you. and actually had Obafemi flabbergasted. Because what do you say to that? The mind game has kind of been played there. We have a chance to really make a star. What's wrong with giving him the belt for a night?
Stop
Maybe
it.
I don't.
Knock it off, Riz.
I don't hate the idea.
Fair.
I say all this to tell you that you can have all the heart you want to have, but it doesn't mean anything when Obafemi reaches in, grabs it, and eats it like a Swiss cake. Obafemi is taking Miles Bourne and beating him within an inch of his life and sending him back to the No Quarter Catch crew to the tag division.
Fair. Okay. I was really nervous you're gonna be like Deadpool. He's got this.
I will say Miles Bourne tugged at the strings tonight. He got me thinking, you know what? He cut a hell of a promo.
Yeah, he did.
He can definitely be a champion. Just not
He's
today.
good.
Just not anytime soon. Not as long as Obafemi walks in NXT. All belts are any belt that he holds belongs to him until he no longer decides that he wishes to hold that
I'll
belt.
tell you what, Driz. I think someday him and Kyle Fletcher can catch the Usos if they tag together.
They gotta do some twin magic.
Nah, he ain't. Come on, bro. He nothing near the prototype.
Randy Orton and Randy Orton.
Hey, you put some pink tights on both of them. Pink tights in the pink shades. You
catch him. Give him Don Callis.
I don't want to say any. I like Miles Bourne, but he ain't.
No, dude. Shad, get this. You call him 3 thumbs up.
Jeez.
I'm sorry.
Bourne, he's tugging at the string.
He's good. No, he's look, man. He's solid. He's solid. He's got a great future. But it ain't coming to the expense of the ruler.
And we also need to give a little bit of flowers to the No Quarter Catch crew in general. When that started, it definitely was not something that we were thinking was going to actually build anybody as wrestlers. We just thought it was going to be something for Charlie Dempsey to be pushed to the main event scene, and that wasn't the case. Tavion Heights emerged as a really good wrestler out of that group. Ren Sinclair, a really pleasant surprise, and now Miles Bourne. It showed that the group is more than what it was meant to be when it first began.
Honestly, that's one of the best points. And as much as we were joking about a lot of this, Driz, seriously, if you think about groups lately that have elevated talent versus not, like look at Damage Control, Judgment Day on the main roster. It's like, it's a 50-50 scale there, right? This one, Miles Bourne has been elevated. There's no debating.
Yeah.
That's a no doubter. Right. And I think that makes a lot of sense. They're growing on me from Fernando's eyes. Jasper Troy is going to be one to watch from Bobby Petito. I think that's early. Jasper was awesome on LFG. Don't get me wrong. But time will tell there.
Yeah.
I don't know if that show did as much good as we'd hope.
It confused the living shit out of me.
Well, because I want to see what BJ Ray does with his reality show character, not his wrestling character. I don't care about his wrestling character.
Oh, he's on the
I've
first
seen
thing.
his reality show character. It bothers people. I love that.
First thing.
He's MJF of being
He should have won, bro.
Genuinely.
Oh, he is on the
My
first
favorite
thing
was the
smoking to the indies.
Looking at Bully and doing the "you're the worst coach I've ever had." So gold.
Yeah,
OC for life.
He's
dude, I live in Orange County. No one's ever said that.
You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy?
This is the first one that's ever said that exact phrase.
But you know what's crazy though? Bully Ray was tame compared to what Shawn Michaels was like. Shawn, you look like a dick. You act like a dick. And Shawn Michaels said that to his face.
Quacks like a dick.
But if at some point in time, you got to look in the mirror like maybe it's me.
Hey, I've been
Michelson
saying it
said
about Duke University for years.
All the coaches said it.
Yeah.
So he's
But at
got to
the
look in
end
the
of the
mirror.
day, it's reality television. I want to see him on TV more often. I'll tell you what, sorry, not to pull the curtain back here, guys. I watched Jersey Shore and loved it.
Too. I loved it too.
I wanted Sam and Ron to date forever. As soon as they were like, we're bringing it back, but Sammy and Ronnie are broken up. They're both married to different people. I was like, why would I watch? What's the point?
Right.
Why would you ever put this on my TV?
Fact.
I don't need to see them go on vacation. I want to see them yell at each other.
Right.
And that's what BJ Ray did on that show. I don't care. I don't think that what we saw in Lessons in Wrestling were anything other than explaining to a casual wrestling fan that was willing to watch a show under that structure what professional wrestling looks like behind the scenes. I don't think we saw any insight into who the performers are. The guy's a Duke wrestler. He's as disciplined as anybody. He did exactly what production told him to do.
Yeah,
run it up.
He gave you
that's all I could think the entire time I'm sitting there watching. I'm like, this guy's Duke educated. Like, that's arguably the hardest public university outside of Stanford to get into, the whole country.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like the Stanford 1, Duke 2.
Yeah, man, he got the character, he got the chemistry,
and he's a graduate as a Division I athlete. And this guy's that stupid, really? Or is he? I don't know.
Yeah, he's playing. He's fooling them, man. He's playing his character, and that's what you want. I mean, in my opinion, look, man. I don't know if any of these guys and girls can truly wrestle. That's for them to kind of, figure it out. But if you're talking about a captivating character who I saw potentially have a career in the sport, I think he's one of the people that had, they need to. Hey, man, I don't know how these LFG contracts work. I don't know if these girls and guys get an opportunity to hit the free agency. But if he hits the free agency, bro, I think promotions should be calling.
He'll be on expect to see him on a GCW. Expect to see him in an MLW. Expect to see him at one of these indie shows.
I mean, if I'm Tony Khan, bro, you need some youth.
Do not send that man to AEW.
How about that?
DJ Ray,
DCX Warlord, DJ Ray, Logan Paul, and Grayson Waller as a trio called Cloud.
All right, yeah.
I like Jersey Shore too from Bobby B. We're on a
roll. Yeah, it's time. Yeah, look at that.
It is Logan Paul, bro. BJ Ray is way better than Logan Paul on the mic, bro. Logan Paul. Look, I said it in
BJ Ray's a stud. I'm telling you right now.
It's trash, bro. Like, he's so ass. Y'all.
Okay, by the way, I'll go. Before we go to our main event, which of course is Joe Hendry and Trick Williams, we're going to get there. We're going to talk about the concert. We're going to talk about the main event. We're going to make our prediction. But I'm going to say this. Who was the biggest heel on Total Bellas? John Cena. It was foreshadowing. Thank you, Dryzzy. It was foreshadowing. BJ Ray, biggest heel on LFG. I'm telling you. The guy's gonna kill it.
Yeah, I think
because he's gonna bug it. He bugged you on the show, and you watch the show. He's gonna bug you on this show. That's his job, and he's good at it. And he bugs people, and he can keep doing it. He's gonna get under your skin, and he's gonna keep doing it. He bugged me. It bugs me.
They got some talented people who didn't win it for real. Like they got a good, like, I won't say it. I think it gives you see potential in a lot of people. Like
Shiloh is my guy. Shout out Mission Viejo. No doubt.
I thought he potentially could have won it too.
Obviously, Shiloh's a stud.
He was second place, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's solid. I thought for the women, I think they picked the right person.
Absolutely.
I think she's one, God bless her, she's a gold for the United States.
Gold.
Right? So she won gold for our country.
Not just the podium, the top of the podium.
Nice. Now she was up there.
Yeah. Oh my God. I remember seeing her before even she
was at Mania. She was at Mania.
Yeah, she was at Mania. But like you look at her, and she has the potential to like be like a Chad Gable in the women's division, Like, cause to me, I think she can be what we see in Chad Gable and Kurt Angle, because not only is she a phenomenal wrestler, obviously we'll see how it translates on the, WWE. But if we're talking about just a pure wrestler, she's one of the best. And she's very, very charismatic. When she had cut that little, like it was like an actual human response to Bully Ray in regards to talking about why you so
smiling too much.
happy. Yo,
why are you happy? God forbid anybody like wrestling.
Yeah, she's loving life, bro.
Worst case scenario.
Oh my God, you like it here?
So, but it's cool. I'm excited to see what her and what's the guy who won, Jasper Troy?
Yeah.
Jasper Troy.
Yeah, I mean, look, man, he is. It's hard to argue that someone that physically imposing and athletic won't have success. But like Clark was saying, that's half the fight. You gotta really. He gonna have to find something that makes him stick out. Because I think his ring gear right now looks freaking stupid.
Doesn't Troy Jasper just, if he flipped the names, doesn't Troy Jasper just sound like a 20-10 center for a 9 seed? Like a Grambling or like a Grand Canyon State. And the guy's just a 20-10 rebound guy with dunks.
You know what his name is?
Troy Jasper.
You know what he's playing his name off of though, right?
No.
Pastor Troy, the rapper.
Oh, Jesus.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was just his
they
real
got
name.
they got to come out the Vice of Heaven and the Hell with Vice's versus.
Sipping on some scissors.
You got to come out to throw it up by Lil Jon and Eastside Boys.
Throw it up.
Nah, Triple H ain't paying for that.
No, not in
like, we only pay for Megan Thee Stallion songs.
Not these days.
Let's talk about this before we talk about who we got winning. Who y'all got winning tonight within the I guess a music matchup? Obviously, Joey Badass is going against the entire West Coast today, but Trick Williams and Joe Hendry said, "Nah, hold my beer. We're going bar for bar.
We got this." Say his name. I mean,
yeah.
Listen,
Trick.
It's a tough night for Trick. Tough night at the. That was a tough night out there.
So as a rapper,
let's lead with you here, Sean.
As a rapper, I think as a rapper, I find it funny to see athletes try to become rappers. And that's not only Trick Williams as a wrestler, that is other like basketball players and stuff. And some people are pretty good at it. Obviously, like Dame Lillard got bars, Jello got bars. Wrestling wise, I mean,
Roy Jones Jr.
got bars. Trick Williams has had better diss tracks. When he rapped over the 50 Cent, is the really like that joint was fire. I don't know if he knows how to perform his music live in front of the crowd, because it just didn't. He was trying to catch the beat. I think the bars were a little elementary, but I say that to say this. This wasn't the best Joe Hendry diss song either.
No.
This was a relatively weaker one. I did like the little video with the cutout head, but I don't. This is my fear with Joe Hendry coming to the WWE. They won't let him really hone into what he does. Like, if you've seen what he does in TNA and in the Indies, and he actually makes like Weird Al parody type songs, they are so freaking good. I hope they don't pin him back and be like, take the guitar, try to become Elias 2.0. That's my fear. But Joe had the crowd in his favor, so by default, he wins tonight.
I really love how you break that down, but it scares me to death. And here's why. So look, Trick, I never think should have been put in that exact position.
Oh yeah.
It was impossible from the outset.
Yeah.
Remember when they made Hit Bro do a cipher?
Honestly,
It
It's
never
like,
works. It
wow.
never works out.
It's so trash.
It's only
it's
worked. I'll
not
tell you
gonna
that.
happen.
It's on the rap battle only worked one time, and that was with the New Day and the Usos. That's
Yeah.
the only
The-
time it's ever worked. I can't say, and you can't.
You know what though? I'll give Max Caster, early Max Caster, a little bit of credit with the entrance,
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
like
I
the
give you that.
acclaim, because I think
I
that's the thing. He knows how to. Max Caster is aware of the, like, when Max Caster is aware of the surroundings and he knows what little puns to say and keeps it short and cute, and
Oh, it's
that gets
almost. It's almost like when he catches the beat, it's like a receiver in a route. Just it
here's
just
the
yeah.
thing.
and
So
goes.
so Hendry's holding an instrument, right? He played
Mhm.
3 notes in a row over and over and over again and called it a song. But he's holding an instrument, so everyone's like, musician.
But
Look, it's a musician, right?
Shad makes a really good point.
No. This is where I'm in agreement with Shad.
Mhm.
There's a simple solution here. This is exactly how you fix this. Instead of Trick running down to get this done, time it, knowing what's coming. With he's playing the simplest music in the world. Time it so Trick Williams delivers the bar perfect over the loudspeaker, hit his music, and then do the entrance to interrupt the concert.
I didn't like that they both like, and then
Yeah.
the fact that Trick did it
They're
so
trying to
early on
talk
the
over
show,
each other.
and then he did it at the end. That was kind of weird. I definitely agree. I would have had it
Doing
like,
it and doing it like that, I almost forgot what Tricks was about at that point in time.
Yeah. That's what I was trying to say, Driz. I think you thought I was going a different direction, but I'm like, no.
to a point
This
you
was
would have let Trick
easy
perform
solution.
first, and then Joe kind of just wipes him, and then Trick gets pissed off, and then he attacks him there. That would have been a better look.
Or even better though, I like the idea of Trick had it like the one in the chamber, and you hit it over the loudspeaker, so it's just Trick's voice comes over and almost interrupts as he's still playing the notes, and then he hits the bar, right? And then it's boom, whoop that Trick. Like then the music hits, and then he walks in.
That's why you don't let
So it's a
60-year-old
real
white men
interruption.
run hip hop segments on the
Yeah, man. Like, but
on
I mean,
his
like,
shows,
right?
bro.
Like, but like, just have him like, because the improv version. First off, the improv version, like you said, it was not the best work. The first disc, he had to go deep on the second one to even get there.
Yeah.
In the first place, then Trick comes out, and it gets awkward, and there's the Mellows B word, right? Oh no, you got him. But like that didn't even land the way it should have, because it felt like Trick was swinging the bat not in the cages, right? It's like he got to throw batting practice but not hit. Like, and that, I don't know, that's my issue with it. But okay, let's forget the hip hop conversation because we got to get to the end of the show. Let's get our picks in. Did you make an official pick, Shad?
You know what? I'm gonna go off on a limb, and it probably isn't gonna happen, but damn it, I want to see it happen. We have to have one of these companies switch titles. And I think Trick Williams can benefit the TNA roster so much given the opportunity as champion. Talk about a lot of fresh matches. The little stare down between him and Santana. Trick is over, man. I got Trick Williams beating Joe Hendry. I'm sorry, Dryzzy. I see you waving your head.
I like it. Dryzzy, you're up next. Shaking your head.
I've seen this movie. It doesn't work out well. And it took a lot to get that belt back with some type of prestige. And I refuse to see anybody, I don't care how over they are, take another company's belt from them again. No, I'm going full wholeheartedly with Joe Hendry retaining over Trick Williams. And then get Trick Williams out of NXT. Please put that man on the main roster. He's done it all. He has the entrance. He has everything needed to be successful on the main roster. Give that man another main roster. Give him his main roster go, please. Let us go whoop that Trick on the main roster.
I like it. So we have one pick Joe Hendry. We have one pick Trick Williams. And so I have to separate the tie here myself. Or did I already say
You're in
it?
a bad position.
Because I'm going to be honest. If you ever heard Ernie Terrell, he would not say Muhammad Ali's name. He kept calling him Cassius Clay. And Muhammad Ali told him what to call him. Joe Hendry has been doing the same thing to Trick Williams. And he's going to whoop that Trick. Trick Williams wins this match. And he's going to shake up the world just like Ali did. Just like Cassius Clay did against Sonny Liston. He's going to shake up the world carrying that TNA title. And the best part about this is we're going to talk about it for weeks on end. Tuesday nights have gotten a little odd. Things have gotten a little funky out here over on off the air. Since we had the whole induction of the NXT era where, you know, we've got Netflix Raw 2 hours and 30 minutes. We got 3 hour SmackDowns. We got call-ups. We got send-downs. We got cuts. We've got all of the above. But Trick Williams carrying a total nonstop action title will solve all of those problems in no time. So I've got Trick Williams beating Joe Hendry via the trick shot. No problem at the end of this weekend. But we will see how this goes. I'm excited. I don't know. I don't think it's actually the end of the world if. I think we'll still be covering NXT. We've done a great job of that in NXT.
Yeah, program note.
I got really fired up on that. Did I rush that?
Nah,
that sounds rushed to you guys?
No.
Nah, you didn't.
No, I did see what you did though. I did see what you did there with the whole Muhammad Ali reference.
We gotta let the fans know. Sunday is going to be obviously the PLE for Battlegrounds, but we will be reviewing it Monday morning on Wrestling Republic Undercards. First off the air ever on Wrestling Republic Undercards. So if y'all haven't already, like, comment, subscribe to that page and everything towards it. And we're going to see y'all there.
First ever off the air on Undercard. Immediately following. Happy Memorial Weekend to everybody. Enjoy this weekend. Shad, great call. Because that is spot on. That is going to bring us to the end of today's show, though. So here's the scoop. Check that out on Monday, exactly like Shad told you to. Subscribe to that channel, most importantly. If you haven't already liked and subscribed to this one, do that as well. That's important too. We're going to have all kinds of coverage over on this channel when it comes to like Double or Nothing and everything, and the reviews and everything will come out. But Monday morning, that's the key.
Get your
Memorial weekend.
Get your cereal.
Stay focused. Get your coffee. Sit down, relax, hang out with us three. It's going to be a blast. Enjoy us breaking down this card. We hope you have a great Memorial Weekend. We hope you enjoyed tonight's show. We appreciate you so much, and we'll see you Monday and then Tuesday as well. Have a great night, and we'll talk to you soon.